Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. I want to thank you for joining us today. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Right here on Red Carpet each week, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in fashion, in film and television from around the world. Let's get on with the show. The cast of Aaron Sorkin's 1960s courtroom drama, The Trial of the Chicago 7, took the top prize at this year's Virtual Screen Actors Guild Awards. Released on Netflix, it is the first time a streaming service has won Hollywood's highest acting honor.
The Trial of the Chicago 7 was set for theatrical release by Paramount Pictures. Then coronavirus hit, and it was sold to Netflix. Actor Sacha Baron Cohen told the Associated Press it was a blessing in disguise.
Great that it came out on Netflix, because the fear with the movie about an obscure historical event is that nobody goes to see it, and it becomes under the specialty box office section. And the beauty of some of these streamers is that millions of people around the world saw this movie, and they now know this powerful story and saw a great bit of art. So that is the plus side of this not being theatrical. Hopefully it will come out at some point in the theaters, but I think we benefited from it being on a streamer.
Actors make up the largest branch of the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, and SAG winners often end up being Oscar winners. Last year, Parasite went on to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards, and all of the individual SAG winners, Renee Zellweger, Brad Pitt, Laura Dern, Joaquin Phoenix, won at the Oscars too.
A one, a two, a you know what to do.
Those awards this year went entirely to actors of color. Chadwick Boseman, Best Male Actor for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom; Viola Davis, Best Female Actor for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom; Yoo Jung-yoon, Best Female Supporting Actor for Minari; and Daniel Kaluuya, Best Male Supporting Actor for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Thank you so much.
Davis referred to the playwright August Wilson, who wrote Ma Rainey. Thank you, August, for leaving a legacy for actors of color that we can relish the rest of our lives. As it has throughout the awards season, Best Male Actor again belonged to Boseman for his final performance. Boseman, who died last year at age 43, set a record with his 4 SAG film nominations, the most in a single year. He was also posthumously nominated for his supporting role in The Five Bloods, and shared in the ensemble nominations for both Spike Lee's film and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
The artist The Weeknd is giving back to an issue that hits close to home. The Weeknd is donating $1 million to relief efforts in Ethiopia amid the ongoing conflict between the government in Addis Ababa and the Tigray region. The singer announced his donation via Instagram, writing, "My heart breaks for my people of Ethiopia, as innocent civilians ranging from small children to the elderly are being senselessly murdered and entire villages are being displaced out of fear and destruction. I will be donating $1 million to provide 2 million meals through the United Nations World Food Program and encourage those who can to please give as well." Both The Weeknd's parents immigrated to Canada from Ethiopia, and he grew up speaking Amharic. It is not the first time that the Super Bowl halftime performer has aided a humanitarian cause. In June of 2020, he donated $1 million to the COVID-19 relief. That same month, he gave another $500,000 to the racial justice causes Black Lives Matter, National Bailout, and Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights camp. And in August 2020, The Weeknd donated $300,000 to Global Aid for Lebanon to help those affected by the Beirut explosion. And let's continue on with our show. This time we go to New York for some sad news. Rapper and actor Earl Simmons, also known as DMX, is reportedly in grave condition in a New York hospital after suffering a heart attack that was triggered by an apparent drug overdose. That is according to the celebrity publications TMZ and Billboard. DMX has been open about his struggles with drug use and has spoken about going to rehab in 2019 after serving time in federal prison for tax fraud. His debut album in 1998, titled It's Dark and Hell is Hot, reached #1 on the Billboard 200 chart in the US and sold more than 5 million copies. Now, one of the biggest challenges in getting past COVID-19 is making sure that people get vaccinated. One South African youth choir is trying its own way to convince people to get the shot. Romesh Chanson has our story.
With schoolwork done for the day, members of the Ndlovu Youth Choir assemble on a stage in Mutse, a village in South Africa's northernmost province, Limpopo. The pandemic locked down the touring group for much of 2020, but its members have a message to get things moving again, as singer Thuisil Masanabo explains.
As musicians, we could help get the word out, as like to encourage people to take vaccines, because people relate more to music.
Since 2009, the choir has provided music training to disadvantaged youth from ages 14 to 25 as a route to more opportunity. The choir has won international acclaim, in part after it was invited to audition for the America's Got Talent TV show in 2019 and wound up among the finalists. In the fight against COVID-19, the choir delivers public health messages through the song Jabba Jabba. The lyrics also call for people to wash hands and fight false information. Last year, after a show cheered by tennis superstar Roger Federer, the choir was forced by the pandemic to cancel 7 international concerts. Artistic director Ralph Schmidt found refuge in the recording studio.
So we used the time to develop new repertoire, to tighten the show, tighten the choreography, develop new soloists, and also create new materials, which resulted in our album, which we released last year.
Rise, as it's called, was named South Africa's best contemporary album for 2020, and Ndlovu has reinvented itself with online performances, installing a green screen in its theater to visually transport the choir for virtual concerts. But singer Lwandile Felicia Shabalala misses performing in front of a live audience.
The choir is supposed to entertain people, and when we couldn't do that, it was like kind of sad for us. So that's why it was so tough, and it still is, but it's much better, and we hope that COVID will end soon.
COVID-19 has claimed more than 50,000 lives in South Africa, a higher toll than elsewhere on the continent. Singer Sandile Majola sees a need for the choir's infectiously upbeat songs.
We know the secret, which is music. So that's what we use to heal the world and to heal ourselves. By performing to people, by doing this music or writing this music, we are also healing ourselves.
The Ndlovu Youth Choir is rehearsing more music to lift up audiences. It's traveling within South Africa now and preparing to go abroad once travel restrictions ease. For Romesh Chanson in Mutse, Limpopo Province, South Africa, Carol Gunsberg, VOA.
And let's go to Kigali, Rwanda, where the Basketball Africa League is set to tip off next month in Kigali, with 12 African teams competing in a tournament sponsored by the NBA and FIBA. League President Amadou Gallo told VOA's Anita Paul that it is the right time to spotlight Africa's deep basketball talent.
Everything we've seen over the past few decades since we've been in Africa, since the NBA, have been coming and working at grassroots level to develop the sport, we have no doubt, and everybody recognizes the tremendous amount of talent that the continent has. Players from Africa have been having major impact, not only in the NBA but also in the NCAA. And today, these days we are the March Madness, the annual college basketball tournament taking place with many African players in multiple elite college rosters. So the talent has always been there. The interest in the sport is there. I think through all the grassroots events that we conduct, the junior NBA programs we've launched in multiple countries, you know, we see that there is interest among the youth. I think having a professional league right here on the continent that is going to play in prime time, that is going to be broadcasted to viewers across the African continent and around the world, is going to add another, layer in terms of spotlighting the popularity of basketball on the continent. We've seen the fan base grow.
B Faro is a 4-part documentary focusing on Dylan Faro's accusation that she was sexually abused by her famous filmmaker father, Woody Allen. Woody Allen denounces those allegations. The film is the latest in a series of exposés on suspected sexual abuse by powerful men against women in the #MeToo era. VOA's Penelope Pulu spoke with the filmmaker and has our story.
This is the story of two of the biggest stars in the world.
In HBO's documentary series Alan v. Faro, filmmakers Kirby Dick and Amy Ziering chronicle Dylan Faro's allegations that her father molested her at the age of 7.
We have put forward a 4-part series with evidence, with eyewitnesses, with corroboration, with testimony, with police reports, with drawings and diagrams. I mean, this is not something we spun or yarned.
According to the documentary, Dylan Faro's molestation allegations were central in the custody battle between Woody Allen and Mia Farrow in the New York State Court in 1992. Though the court ruled in favor of Mia Farrow, Allen was never prosecuted for sexual abuse. Speaking to the filmmakers, Dylan Faro says throughout her life, her personal accounts have been eclipsed by the star power of her very famous father. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Allen has fired back at the filmmakers, calling Alan v. Faro a hatchet job for omitting his perspective. The filmmakers told VOA that Allen declined to be interviewed. Cynthia Fuchs, who heads the film department at George Mason University, says in recent years there has been a number of investigative documentaries that revisit decades-long public allegations of sexual abuse by powerful people.
I do think that that's part of what the documentaries are doing now. They are picking up cases that have been repressed or have been suppressed, I should say. In that sense, they're important.
A good example, she says, are Kirby Dick's and Amy Ziering's previous exposés. The 2012 Oscar-nominated documentary, The Invisible War, about systemic rape of women in the military, was watched at the time by members of Congress and Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta, who subsequently made policy changes of rape prosecution in the military.
This movement to have people more accountable for their actions, I think is a really good and healthy one.
Kirby Dick says documentaries on sexual abuse, such as Alan v. Faro and others, are informing the #MeToo movement.
It gives solace, it gives support to other survivors who may or may not choose to speak up, adults and children.
Lakers superstar Lebron James is teaming up with Bugs Bunny in the Space Jam, the sequel. Space Jam: A New Legacy sees the Los Angeles Lakers star drawn down into the Looney Tunes world, where he has to play basketball to save his son with teammates Lola Bunny, Bugs Bunny, Tweety, and Sylvester the Cat. LeBron James is stepping into the shoes of Michael Jordan and getting the cartoon treatment as his fellow baller did in the much-loved 1996 original film. The movie also stars Don Cheadle and Zendaya as the voice of Lola Bunny. And before we say goodbye, let's check out the trailer of the film set to release on July 16th.
Basketball camp is next weekend. You got amazing potential on the court, and I can help you get there.
That's not what I want, Dad. You never let me do what I want to do. You never let me just do me.
I bet Will Smith ain't got to deal with this.
Dad!
Down!
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, catch you right here on Red Carpet. Goodbye, everyone.